Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today's video will be a bit shorter than my previous ones. I plan on making a second video that acts as an addition to this one tomorrow. I simply have so much footage and content that I don't want to make a single extremely long video. I would rather make a smaller, more detailed video that has their own theme on the stuff that happened in the Ecosphere during the past week. In today's video, however, there are shots of a worm, and a couple shots of copepods and snails. I've also been experimenting with the lighting a lot with the help of a flashlight or just using natural sunlight. Let's get into the video. To start, here's an underside shot of a snail moving across the tank. It was sticking to the glass and wasn't really doing much, except it was just moving throughout the leaves at the top of the tank itself. In fact, you can see some of the duck lily and some of the leaves just kind of getting moved out the way because the snail was just using brute force to bash through them. I'm not sure what exactly it was trying to do because I'm not sure if it was running away from the microscope itself or what, but it was actually moving very fast. I'm surprised with how nimble these snails can actually be, because you'd think that they just lumber around, but no, if they really want to get somewhere, they'll go extremely fast. And as you can see, towards the end of this recording, the snail actually goes out of the shot because it goes right across the glass, almost as if it knows how to escape the camera. And here we see two copepods actually sitting next to each other on the glass. These microorganisms actually seem very social, even though they're two different variations of the same organism. As you can see, the microorganism on the left has something moving inside of it. I'm not sure if this is some water, if it's an organism that it ate, or if it's part of the internal organs of the copepod. I'm not exactly sure if the copepod even has organs, but there's stuff moving inside of it, and this is something I've actually noticed for a while now. And here, towards the bottom right of the screen, you can actually see a worm start to stick its head out. It seems kind of crazy, but this worm is actually a very important part of today's video and also the next part of the week 3 update. As you can see, it's scouting out the area and off screen, it grabs something and actually pulls it down. I did not know that there is such a giant worm, and I'm not sure exactly which kind of worm it is, but I'll make sure to actually identify the worm, and I'll try giving a more vivid explanation and description of the worm in my next video. And here, there's just a couple small water fleas just floating around, but this shot is just me trying to illustrate that I'm attempting to experiment with the lighting. My sister actually referenced this idea to me. She was like, hey, why don't you just use a flashlight and put some backdrop on the actual ecosphere itself to make a more clear shot? And at first I was very apprehensive, but as you can see a little bit later in this actual shot, the lighting does help a lot. It actually improves the detail and the quality of the microscope's image, and you're able to see a lot more. You can actually see the real transparency and the innards of these microorganisms. However, as you can see, this little microorganism, it doesn't really like the light, so it is harder to get more substantial or important shots of the ecosphere, but I feel like in the long run, it's a very welcome change. Here's a shot of an actual Daphnia. It's sitting in place, and once more you can see something moving inside of it. I'm honestly not too sure if it actually has internal organs that move, because in the snails, you can see their hearts beating. However, in this copepod, you don't see anything moving. So I don't know if it's just case specific, like each variation of copepods or Daphnia have their own things inside of them, or what, but as you can see, this snail, it's an obviously more complex organism, which is why it has moving parts, but you can see it actually flicks that copepod away. So these things are aggressive. They move a lot, they attack a lot, and they're doing a lot more in the tank itself than the previous week. That's one big thing I've actually observed. These snails, although this shot right here it appears still, but the snail was actually moving, surprisingly. But usually they actually move around the tank, they clean the glass, and now they're really interacting with the other copepods, Daphnia, microorganisms, whatever. So it's almost as if they could hear me and they could hear my complaining about them. So I'm not going to really move these snails anytime soon. They've really come into their own. They've grown a lot, and now they're doing a lot, and there's just way more activity in the ecosphere itself. So I think this ecosphere will be here for a long time to come. And make sure to check out tomorrow's video, which will be a part 2, or in addition to this video. I hope you enjoy my content. Make sure to let me know where I can improve, and thank you for watching.